welcome to In Studio, and today we have the cast of Roswell, New Mexico in the house. We have Jeanine Mason and Nathan D. Parsons. How's it going, guys?
So happy to be here.
Really happy to be here.
We've actually been looking forward to this one all day. We're like, oh god, Hollywood Reporter, that'll be nice.
We love to hear that. Guys, it's premiere week. Yeah. Excitement in the air. Tell me, what has the reaction been?
It's been so positive.
Yeah.
I mean, that was I think everyone kind of had that moment of, okay, what's it like to be a part of a property that's being redone? Mm-hmm. And the lovely thing about this one is that the original series is so beloved. The book series that it's all based on is so beloved. And I don't think there's anyone who is against the alien genre and like getting into cheesy, kitschy alien stuff ever. Right. So the sci-fi element too, like, brought with it a whole fan base, and everyone's just like pumped to be playing around with aliens in a small town. It's really fun.
It's been super fun. We were able to kind of preview it at Comic-Con last year.
Yeah.
And it was so great sitting in the audience with everyone watching it for the first time, because all the gasps are in the right spot, and the laughs were the jokes, and it was just great to experience that with the big audience. And, and get just the positive feedback and the response.
You can almost just like exhale, like, okay, they got what we were trying to do.
Yeah. It worked. It worked.
The joke landed.
You know, you bring out the sci-fi genre. Like, why do you feel like this is so? It really resonates with people, and people actually come back no matter when it is. Like 20 years ago, when the original series was 20 years ago. That's crazy. Or now, like, people are always coming back to this sci-fi kind of romance thing. What's so enticing about it?
I think it's this property in particular. I think it's just a great story, and it's just, it pulls you in immediately. How deep their connection is. It's really just beautiful. Because I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like Max is just a simple man, and he's just a lovely man. And I mean in like you would never think he's an alien kind of way, and he's just like pure goodness, and like he's a protector, he's so loyal. And Liz is like, you know, so messed up. She's been abandoned so much. She has her walls up so high, you know. So I think like the actual property, it's just fun. It's fun to love Liz and Max and like watch their journey, you know.
Yeah, and the sci-fi too, great thing about it is the possibilities are endless.
Totally, the curiosity.
You know, exactly, you can make up anything, and it's just your imagination, and let it run wild. And I think that encourages a lot of people to stick around, because they're thinking of things, and, you know, they're imagining all kinds of crazy stuff too, so they get to come on out with us.
Oh man.
Now, I have to admit, I didn't watch the original series, but I watched the first few episodes, and I got hooked. I was like reeled in, because I was trying to figure out what's going on here, and then wait a minute, you're complicated. And then you've got issues.
I got issues. She's got some stuff to work through, people.
Yeah. It's gonna be fun. Have you guys heard from the original cast at all?
Yeah, Ashiri Appleby came and directed for us. She directed episode 9, and it was so special having her there. She loves this property so much, and that's what you always want in a director, someone who's just in love with what we're doing and is so attentive, and every moment is you know, possibility. It's like, what can we pull from it, and what can we make it? And she had her phone out trying to, you know, copy shots that Jason Behr and her had done in the original that we could, you know what? I think I could squeeze this like shot into this scene. Let's make that work. And like, just so much enthusiasm, and it was wonderful.
that episode in particular is probably going to have a little bit more Easter eggs for the old Roswell fans.
It's a big episode. She was so funny. It was around Halloween that we shot that episode, and she was like, could I not do later in the season, you know, get the kids, then they were like, this is why you need to do this episode. She's got it, I'll be there. There's a specific reason she's directing that episode. So it was great. I think fans are going to love it. Yeah.
Now, can you talk a little bit about the differences between this series and the old series? Like this one, I know when I was doing my research, I saw that you guys were really making an effort both in front of and behind the camera, diversity with the crew and the writer's room, and even in the first episode. You know, it was like, ooh, they're going there with the politics and just the current state. You know, was that a conscious decision? Does that excite you?
Absolutely. It was a return to the book series. She is Liz Orteco, and she is Mexican-American, and we're acknowledging our day and age, and that this is a border state and the political climate right now. And Liz is so ignited about everything she cares about. But she is an activist, and she is the most intelligent person in most rooms that she's in. And so she is down to have the roundabout conversation to prove to you that she's right. And she's right. So it's like, you know, she's so fun to play in that sense, because she comes with all her feelings and all her activism with such knowledge to back it all up. And she's like, I'm going to tell you exactly how it is. So it was exciting for me to feel like so safe around her in that way, and have my own personal activism emboldened by her. Right?
Yeah. Also, having jumped 10 years ahead, now that we are adults, we can have these discussions. You aren't really talking about this stuff when you're in high school.
Right.
So now that we are adults and we have regular jobs and just kind of normal people, we can have these conversations actively and it not feel like forced in any way.
You know, what I thought was really interesting about your character in particular is, you know, you say in the first episode, just, you know, I don't agree with it. This is what my job is making me do. And I don't think we see that on TV. We see very polarizing characters. Yeah. It's one side or the other. And then what I thought was interesting about your character is you're kind of, hey, I'm just doing what they're telling me to do. I don't agree with it.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, and I like that aspect of what I've been able to bring to the conversation. Is just the sort of a little bit more of the middle ground. Yeah. Like, I'm not gonna pick one side or the other, but like this, I'm gonna have to do what I have to do. It's part of my job. But you know, I'll keep kind of my beliefs to myself, and yeah, that's been fun to play with.
Yeah, there's so many twists and turns. I mean, by the time you get to 2 and 3, I was having hard keeping track, kind of like, whoa, where are they going now? So, I mean, tell me the reaction when you get a script and you're reading it. Like, are you shocked usually? You know, what's your initial reaction when you get a script?
Oh, man. Yeah, this was my first time being the #1 of a TV show. Yeah. And I come from theater and I love having information. I share that with Liz. So that was a challenge for me to get new information every episode and go, okay, how does this play into what I've already built for her, and how will this track? And the cool thing about this show is that we jump to 1947. Sometimes we jump to a timeline of their emerging out of the pods. We jump back to our high school time in 2008. So we're using that way of storytelling, of unveiling information throughout the whole series, and it's really fun. So far, I mean, I feel like we've been able to handle it. But also, what is Liz hiding? You know, what has she been running? What has she been up to the last 10 years? Yeah. I mean, really quickly, she starts to lay the foundation for that, and there's a lot that she's hiding, so it's been super fun. It's been really fun to try to stay on the train and ride the unraveling, especially when it's like a sci-fi show, the conspiracy, the levels of everything. That's been really fun to try to keep up with.
Now, for the audience at home, explain, do you get the script sent to you beforehand? Are you getting it at a table read first?
We get it before. I just worked on Grey's Anatomy, Gloria Shondaland, and it was like you sat down at the table read and they handed you the scripts, and then so you don't really have it as we had it a a little earlier, so we were able to
kind of days.
A couple days.
A couple days.
It varies.
Yeah, it was sometimes.
Every now and then.
Sometimes we can the night before.
Yeah, but it is nice. That's nice, and our writers were gracious, and especially with the two of us, and sort of cluing us into big things that were coming up, which I appreciate. You know, at the end of the day, everyone is on the side of making this thing great, and knowledge is the information is wonderful in that way.
Do you find yourself, you're getting to know these characters so well, and you guys are done filming the first season, am I correct?
Yeah.
Just so you kind of really know your characters. Do you find yourself reading the script thinking, I don't think Liz would say that?
For sure.
Or Max,
Absolutely.
Absolutely, and that's the best, because our writers are wonderful in that way, where they were vocal about that off the top. They said, you are the guardians of your characters, and when something doesn't feel right, be vocal about that. And sometimes towards the end when we were running really late, it would be like writing an email of these are the lines I just need, these little tweaks sort of feel more natural, and
yeah, they were really good about having those conversations with us, about responding too. When we had concerns, we would bring to them and say, well, I don't know if this is really how this conversation would go down. I don't, they were really responsive in terms of just coming back and saying, all right, well, try this instead. Maybe this will work.
Yeah. Can you give me a specific example?
Yeah, I mean,
spot.
well, one that I just thought of right now, which less to do with the lines, but we were in Liz's bedroom, and the Crashdown Cafe, the background of the back room, like the kitchen of the Crashdown was our like family hub, you know, and we have a mural up with a bunch of pictures of my sister who's passed away 10 years prior, and it feels lived in. There's a lot of bright colors. It feels Mexican to me, and feels like a family is there. When I walked into Liz's room for the first time, it felt a bit bare to me, and it didn't have enough of her personality in it. And so I asked for those velas, the like tall candles that have the Virgen on it, and I mean, we showed up to do the scene the next day, and it was like 40. They were like, which ones do you want, and how many do we scatter? And so stuff like that, where they were just, our set deck was so lovely in that way, where they wanted us to feel good in the spaces.
Great.
Yeah.
Well, we thought we wanted to take advantage of having you guys here. We have a signature game called Fishing for Answers.
Ooh.
And so we have some questions in this fishbowl, and you guys are going to go fishing, and we're going to hear some answers out of you guys.
Okay.
Give you this.
Go fishing.
Let's do it.
Am I going first?
You fish first.
Okay. Let's see.
Okay.
Name an actor's career you'd like to emulate. Oh, there are so many. I think let's just go with Robert Downey Jr.
Ooh, yeah, that's fun times.
He's had such a wonderful resurgence with Marvel and everything he's been able to do with them.
Yeah.
That character is just so much fun. Every time I watch, I'm just like, he was having a blast right now. Just messing around. It's great.
Is that something you'd like to explore?
Oh yeah, for sure.
What actor would say no to that?
Everybody?
No, please don't call. I'm fine without a superhero franchise.
How about you?
You know what's so funny? I was just in your green room looking at the cover with Olivia Colman and Rachel Weisz and Emma. And Rachel Weisz, she's amazing. Her and Daniel Craig, like goals. Let's talk about that for a minute. But just everything she does, I want to see. I will see. Because I am fascinated by the choices she makes.
Right.
And I really admire her. I love what she's crafted. She just seems wonderful, so maybe I should never meet her so that I can keep that.
Well, I'm sure
she's great.
I'm sure she's lovely.
Okay, this is me breaking the bowl.
I got it.
Okay, thank you, sir. What is a popular film you're embarrassed to admit you haven't seen? Ooh, this is good. What's that? Taxi driver?
Taxi driver?
Yeah. I haven't seen that yet. It's like Taxi Man? Taxi Man. I think it's Taxi Man. Taxi Driver. I haven't seen it yet.
Okay.
I'm going to go home and watch it now. So I'm so embarrassed.
We had to shame you. Sorry about that.
Sorry, mine's worse.
What is it?
Titanic.
What? Wow.
Never seen Titanic.
Wow.
And now it's too late for me. I can't watch it now.
No, I think you should, but
It's too late.
You're going to cry for a long time. It's surprisingly hard.
No, I think I'm okay. I know how it ends, so it's...
Got it. Good enough. Fish away.
Alrighty. Let's see. Best thing about shooting in New Mexico.
Oh, man. We can talk about this all day.
Oh my goodness, yeah, we can.
If you don't know, the show is filmed there.
So-
On location.
On location
Roswell.
in New Mexico.
New
Yeah.
Mexico. God bless CW. We in New Mexico.
I'm just trying to pick which one. I would say...
Right.
Best part about shooting there specifically would be just the vistas and the environment, the way that the light hits everywhere all the time. It's stunning. The sky is huge. I grew up in Texas, and it's very similar to that, just enormous sky and these sweeping valleys and mesas and I think we tried to capture as much of that as we could while we were there. And you look over, and one of our camera operators, Todd, was always like filming something off in the distance. And you're like, "What are you looking at, man?" He's like, "B-roll, B-roll."
B-roll. Todd. Todd from Florida, as we call him. Oh gosh, I have to also say the crew. It's so quickly become a place that has so much work and so much like grade A work being done in. Godless was shot there. Breaking Bad sort of started the train. I mean, Netflix just bought Albuquerque Studios, and I am so happy for that film community because they are so gracious and so happy to have us and such loyalists. I mean, Longmire was there for forever, and that show just ended, and most of the crew and our hair and makeup department came on to us. So it's just like a family. It really feels like that. The crew's been just the loveliest. Our last day on set, we were just like, honestly, we're just excited for your work to be shared, for their work to be shared, because some of the shots they got were just so beautiful.
Yeah, they worked so hard.
Fishing. Okay, we're primed for this one. Favorite alien from film or TV? Predator.
Terrifying. E.T.
There we go. I was waiting for that. That or Alf.
Yes.
We talked about this today.
Just for talking about Alf.
Yeah. I don't know why the first time we got asked this question, we were kind of like not ready for it.
Yeah.
And he was like, he answered first, and he's like, "Oh, E.T." And I was like, "What's Predator?" And the journalist was like, "What the hell is wrong with this girl?" It was awesome.
That's pretty great.
Thank you, sir.
Alrighty. USC or UCLA? Okay.
Let's talk about this one.
Let's talk about this.
Now, if you don't know, we have one that went to USC and one that went to UCLA.
Bruins. Go Bruins.
Actually, truthfully, I'm gonna take the third option. I grew up in Austin, so
He's gonna go with you.
know that.
hook 'em. Hook 'em.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, no, go Bruins.
Did the Bruins have a thing?
We have the 8 clap, and it's a thing, okay? It's a longer thing than this. Is it this, or I don't even know. Super.
And last question.
First gig in Hollywood. Woo, in the town of Hollywood?
In Hollywood, in
Okay.
the industry. Let's just say in the industry. What was your first gig?
I mean, my first job ever was like a one-off random commercial I did when I was a little wee baby, because my parents' office building happened to have in the elevator an ad for an audition for Latin America Disney. It was a House of Mouse commercial.
Okay.
And so I auditioned for the House of Mouse commercial, and I got the job. And they wouldn't have let me audition for anything until I was 18, and I begged them to let me audition for that one commercial.
Okay.
Booked it, 100% success rate, people. But I didn't have another audition until I was 18 because they were like, yeah, you're never doing that again.
That's amazing.
But yeah, my first job in Hollywood was So You Think You Can Dance. My first gig, 4 days out of high school, I came out here for that.
Jeez.
What about you? You worked when you were a
And you
baby
took it
too.
all.
Yeah, I know.
Thank you.
Yeah, I guess it's not really in. It was when I was still living in Texas. First paid professional gig was a cartoon. When
That's
I was
right.
11 years old.
Okay. You did a lot of that.
I did a lot of that. That's how I started. It was called Nadia and the Secret of Blue Water. Good luck finding it.
People on YouTube right now.
Get to work.
It's somewhere.
At me.
Yeah.
I did that show, dubbed that. It's like an anime show, and it's fun because you're 11 years old and you go into a little box, and it's just like you and the sound guy, and you just start playing around with like trying to match the little mouth on the TV.
That's so fun.
It's ridiculous.
That's so fun.
That's how I started.
Speaking of, we are unfortunately out of time.
so lovely.
We have to
It was
wrap it up.
wonderful.
you.
So sorry,
for
but thank you so much for joining us.
Absolutely.
And be sure to check Roswell, New Mexico on the CW on Tuesdays. Thanks so much, guys.